Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are back to Bob's Corner. This is episode 12, starting fresh for 2026. We are starting fresh in 2026 this year. First of all, I want to give you all a big shout out to all those supporters, to everybody that's been joining in each and every week. We're now at episode 12, man. Just want to give a big shout out to consistency, big shout out to growth, and you know, allowing ourselves that freedom to be emotional, allowing ourselves that freedom to be vulnerable and express ourselves, and growing in that space. I know it's not always an easy task for any of us, but first and foremost, we got to give ourselves a round of applause for being here. Give ourselves a round of applause for showing up another day of being above ground. Um, no, I just want to give everybody a huge, huge shout out here. Where I want to begin today is entering the new year without leaving behind a loved one. And what I mean by that is stepping into 2026. Next year, like I said, this has been a year of growth, a year of consistency for us. So moving on into 2026, I identified a lot of the challenges that I went through this year. A lot of places where I felt my most vulnerable and my most confused and my most angry. Um, Things that I was able to overcome and how I overcame those things. Uh, for me, I think my biggest hurdle this year when I dealt with grief was when I had to go back to sit down with the parole board for the offender that murdered my mom when I was 3 years old. So opening that wound for me was very, very, very tough. It's a place where it takes me back to when it first happened, but it seems like I'm this age I am now experiencing that pain, that trauma for the first time. So every time that I have to go back and defend her honor for whatever reason, I feel like it's very unjust, it's very unfair. But for me this year, it really brought up some sore spots, man, and took me to a place emotionally that I thought that I would never been. I didn't even know existed for myself. I dealt with grief for maybe 2 months straight, where I was just in the dark space. I was lethargic. I didn't really have much energy. My focus was off. Concentration was off a bit. And these are things that were playing on subconsciously, something I couldn't really identify. I thought it was just, hey, I had the phone call with him, which was actually via Zoom, by the way. And as I was prepping for that, those thoughts play in your head, like, you know, when the offender goes up for parole, there's always a possibility that said person could be released from prison. So me dealing with the anger of losing my mother and the anger of the possibility that that person that took my mother away from me could have gotten out of prison was something that I definitely didn't take too easy. Something that was very, very heavy hearted for me, and it plagued me for a while because I had to wait for the results. I had to wait and see if this person would be released from prison, man. And in the midst of waiting on that decision, her birthday had always her birthday had passed. Mother's Day was just prior to that, so combining those 2 months, and I didn't get the verdict on everything to June 30th. So I'm waiting what felt like forever, but it was like 2 months because I had to prepare for the call, and then after the call, I had to wait and hear the results to see what the outcome would be. So That was my darkest period this year, dealing with grief. I know I dealt with some things, when I lost my brother as well, but that wasn't as heavy as it normally is. I've been speaking to you all about my grief and about my loved ones for going on maybe going on 3 months now. We're officially 12 episodes in, so this today actually marks 3 months for me beginning this journey. And again, I just want to thank you all for being here and being supportive, and sharing your feelings and the comments and everything matters. Everything matters right now. So I definitely want to thank you all for that. If there's anything that you guys would like to add in the comments, or what period of grief kind of struck you the most this year? Uh, how did you overcome it? Are you still dealing with that grief now? And what are your plans to kind of combat grief going forward? Which is something that's kind of hard to do. What do you do to kind of soften that blow a little bit? Because you know it's coming. But sometimes we can't exactly see where it's coming from. But a lot of times we do know that there's a strong possibility that given certain dates, those feelings may arise. So if you guys have anything to add, or some tips you could give me, myself, or some other people, leave those tips in the comments. And let's work together here for our upcoming year of 2026. Um, Another thing I want to speak on is when we go into a new year, our goal is to go in fresh. Our goal is to go in upbeat, and we got these goals, and we made these vision boards and things of that nature, things that we want to improve on personally. But this year, in my vision board, in my goals, I'm incorporating grief growth. I'm incorporating spiritual growth. I'm incorporating new things that I can incorporate in my lifestyle that celebrates my loved ones a lot more. When my brother's birthday passed, I feel like we don't do enough. We don't do the balloon releases anymore. We don't go out to dinner. We don't have a party. Like we don't celebrate enough. And my brother's 40th birthday has already passed. Uh, so for 45, I think I want to do something big for him. Maybe even get one of those cardboard cutouts and have a pic, have his presence there felt, because it's very, very important that I show him and honor him, as well as my mother and my father, my cousins as well. It's a long list of people that I could go down. But I want to make sure that we honoring our loved ones more so than I have before, in years past. So 2026, that's a huge goal for me. I know the years may change, but the pain doesn't go away. It doesn't go away at all, and that's the unfortunate part of everything. Like, it'll be 2026, and I'm sitting here thinking about my goals for next year and things I want to achieve and how much money I want to save by certain dates. And I have to make sure that, you know, even though we're going into a new year and new things, I have to anticipate those moments where grief may strike. And I have to have a strategy and a plan as to how I'm going to deal with those things going forward, when those things do arise, because I know that they will. But if I can be better prepared for those moments, then the better I'll be able to handle them. And I'm depending on my loved ones around me to help me through this thing, because it's a journey that I'm fighting, but I know that I'm not fighting alone, and neither are you. So if there's anything, I would suggest, for you guys to do, if you are one that makes vision boards, if you are one that writes down goals for the next year and things that you want to do and things you want to accomplish, I recommend highly that you put in a grief plan. Put in a grief plan for yourself when things are starting to kind of go awry, when things are starting to look unclear, when things are starting to be a little bit confusing, when you're starting to be a little bit more emotionally, just try to look more within and be a lot more self-aware and help yourself identify those things. Like, you know something, I really blew up at my wife, or I really blew up at my husband, or I really blew up at my mom. Is it really because I'm mad about what's going on between us right this second? Or is it grief that's bothering me? Check the calendar. What day is it? What month is it? What's coming up? Is it something near? Did I see something on TV? Did I see something in the movie that triggered me to think this way right now? Those are things that I've been more aware of now, and I've been more conscious of now, so that I can help myself through these grief periods when they do arise, because they do. I was rolling really, really good until maybe about 2 weeks ago, when I started to feel those emotions hit me again, and it's just something you never see coming. It's like a sucker punch. Like, you just got something you're not really prepared for, but hopefully your chin is strong enough when it does strike, so that you can stay on your feet and regain your balance and start to fight back. So let's fight back with a grief plan for ourselves this year. Incorporate that in your year 2026 goals. So that's another part, of just kind of dealing with grief going into the new year, because you got to make space for it, and you got to be honest with yourself that you may be okay right now, and you'll have your ups and downs where it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. Uh, but the thing about that is to always make sure that you have a plan. You're gonna experience moments where you sad about things, but you have to make sure that you remain strong as well. That's really, really important. Gotta make sure you maintain that strength as well, because the sadness will come, and we all go through things in life, so we can't expect outside people or our external environments to assist us in this process. Grief is a personal thing. It's a personable thing. It's only you may feel that at that certain time. That's the thing about grief, is that you may experience grief, but you know, I know for me, sometimes I expect people around me to feel what I'm feeling, and that's not always the case. Unless it's somebody you kind of reminiscing and you're talking about, say, a person, and you kind of go back in time and think about the memories of the good time. Like, those are grief moments you can share with someone. Those are grief moments that allows you to be vulnerable, allows you to share, that emotional space with someone. But when grief comes out of nowhere, you just riding in the car on your way to work, or you driving somewhere by yourself, and a song comes on and it just makes you it reminds you of something or somebody. That's a moment you're gonna have to experience yourself. That's a moment that you're gonna have to learn how to dig out of yourself. So we have to turn those moments around. When we start to feel sad, when we start to feel resentful, when we start to feel angry about losing that loved one, how can we turn those angry moments, how can we turn those moments of confusion into a moment of positivity? How can I flip this from, I miss this person, why does this person have to be gone from me? Why am I losing this person? To now, okay, well, let me think about a good time. Let me think about the good time. Let me think about the energy that person gave me. Let me think about um, something cool that they did, or let me think about some words of wisdom that they gave me to carry on, lifestyle principles to carry on with. Let me think of those moments. Let me think of those things, so that I can go back and think of my loved ones, but I'm thinking about them more in a celebratory way, not in a grieving way, not in a resentful way, not in an angry way, but a way of joy. I'm thinking about the joyful times that I've spent with said person. And it's easier said than done, I know. but it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Let's see here. So everyone will definitely go into 2026. New me, new year. I've been seeing some very very terrible stories going around, man, about people that we've lost recently here, and my heart goes out to each and every person that lost somebody close to them this year. Um, that's dealing with grief right now, this second, that just lost somebody today, that's just lost somebody yesterday. If you lost anybody within this last week or this last month, special shout out to you all. My heart goes out to you all. I want to tell you that you are not alone here. This is a place where you can come and be vulnerable, where you can come and be expressive with no judgment here. Nobody's gonna look at you like you weak. I welcome more people to join. Um, Next year, there'll be some new things that'll be coming with Bob's Corner, and I've definitely been excited to grow within this space. And my consistency has shown itself to be more fulfilling for myself. I doing Bob's Corner now. I now have a passion. I have something, a fulfillment where I can gain. Um, I this is a place where I come and I'm happy. I'm happy to speak about the things that I went through, even though they are very traumatic things. And they are things that brings tears to my eyes, and they are things that makes me upset, and they are things that makes me sad. But when I'm here and I'm able to talk freely about it and just be vulnerable, this is a place where I'm growing at. I'm definitely growing here. So I encourage anyone that's lost anybody within the last day, week, year, month, please join Bob's Corner and let's grow together. Um, No, I want to give my family a special shout out. For backing me and supporting me through this year, man, and everything that I've been through. Special shout out to my wife who's been there for me every step of the way. She's helped me develop so much strength uh, when it comes to losing a loved one. Um, it's not always been easy for her because it's hard to understand this kind of pain. It's hard to understand this kind of lifestyle that you have to lead if you haven't experienced it firsthand. But I'm happy, that I could be there for her and her times of need as well. And by me having gone through this process, more than once, I'm able to help her through her grief journey as well. So, I just want to thank everybody and wish everybody a happy New Year. I do want to play a video for us before we get out of here. I know everybody's out getting ready to celebrate tonight. I want to wish everybody safety first and foremost. Please be safe. Take care of yourselves. Watch out for danger. Drink responsibly. First and foremost, drink responsibly. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right, so I'm gonna share a video with you all. It's gonna be real short, but I want to share something with you so that we can carry this into the new year together.
Diane is here with her sister Liz. Diane, where are you? Diane has a question about letting go.
Thank you. So my mom recently died, and sorry.
No, 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 no. Grief is a very living thing. It visits at random. You can't schedule it. You can't. I tried to work it away. I tried to drink it away. I booked myself like crazy. And all it did was wait for me to finish. So, so
That
when
is good.
so when it shows up,
That is good.
so so when it shows up, however it shows up, let it show up.
So I thought that video was very short, but very, very impactful, because you know that's the truest it could ever be. Grief is something that you can't push away. It's something you can't physically fight. It's not something you can shoot. It's not something you can throw away. It's not something that you can leave behind. It's always something that you have to get through. There's no getting around it. You have to go through it. You have to go through grief. And we are going to go through grief here together, week by week, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. You know, 2026 resolution is to be more steadfast and more prompt, more 8 p.m. sharp showings. Something that I'm working on. By conducting a lot of things here by myself, the editing, the videography, everything is coming through me. So I do thank you all for your patience and thank you all for your support. But grief is something that we have to get through. It's not something that we can forget about. It's not something that we can put to the side. Like he just said, you can't drink it away, you can't smoke it away, you can't sex it away, you can't read it away. You have to get through it. It's like how they do you now at the doctor's office. You got the flu or something like that. They won't even give you medicine. They say you got to let it run its course. Grief is something that we have to let run its course. But the good thing about that is showing up here every week has helped me run, has helped that course run a lot faster. So while I may have my bouts of grief and my bouts of sadness and confusion and things that I'm taking in and I'm enduring, it goes by faster now. When grief used to last weeks for me, now it's a few days. And I'm working myself down until that grief becomes hours. And then after hours, only minutes. And then only seconds. Long, long way to get there. But we getting there, man. So, you know, 3 months in, episode 12, man, I'm just thoroughly proud of myself, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everybody who showed up here for all 12 episodes. If you've been here for 2 episodes, if this is your first episode, I thank you and I'm proud of you for taking that step, because we all have to take that step towards alleviating the impact of grief on our lives. That doesn't mean that we have to stop thinking about our loved ones. That doesn't mean that we have to forget them. That doesn't mean that we moving on from them and leaving them behind. No, the legacies can continue to be celebrated. Our family can continue to be loved. Their spirits can continue to be loved. But we have to, in order for us to carry on their legacy, in order for us to continue on, we have to be able to plan for these things to occur. Grief will happen, but you have to ask yourself, when it does happen, will I be ready for it? Am I going to be able to identify when those triggers start to affect me? am I going to be able to identify when unexpected anger comes in out of nowhere, when you just snap out of nowhere? Are you going to be able to identify those things and know exactly where it's coming from? If you're a planner, you planning out your whole year, plan out those birthdays for the people that's not living. So you can be prepared, so you can know why it is that you feel this way. You know, our love for our family is a burning fire that never goes out. Even when they leave, it never goes out. And that is okay. It's okay to continue to love somebody that's not here anymore. It's okay to cry for a loved one that's not here anymore. It is okay to be emotional about someone who's not here anymore. It's okay. So check Bob's Corner on YouTube. This episode will be going up as well. Episodes 1 through 12 are on YouTube right now. Again, we're working on clips. We're working on getting impactful pieces out to the audience a lot sooner. We're looking to make this more of a it'll be more of an experience within the new year. I'll say that for sure. So again, growing in these spaces, man, it's been very, very cool. It's been very great. I've been enjoying myself here, and speaking to you all and growing within myself. This is something that was on my heart for a long, long time before I actually pulled the trigger and started doing it. So, but now that I have, it's like I don't want to stop. I look forward to speaking about the things that I've went through and the things that I've go through and the things that I anticipate happening to me within the next year. There'll be a moment where I'll cry again. There'll be a moment where I'll be upset again. But I know now that I'm learning why I feel these things. I'm learning why they affect me the way that they do. I'm learning why things upset me the way that they do. And it's one of those things where I had significant people taken away from me. So a lot of times when I'm angry because it's out of my control. I couldn't prevent what happened. I wasn't there to help or save anybody. So I know that me being affected, like a lot of it lies within those controls. I wasn't there. I couldn't do anything. So again, thank you all for joining. Thank you for tuning up, man. This is Bob's Corner. This is episode 12, man. Episode 12, man. 3 months in, right before the new year starts, man. I want to wish everybody a happy new year, a happy and prosperous 2026. Again, thank you all for showing up, man. You guys have been great. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you for all the motivation and the pushing me forward, man. I'm doing this for us, because the people that's hurting right now, that's afraid to say how they feel, the people that's hurting right now, that can't have their loved ones back, that can't toast with their loved ones right now this evening, that can't call their loved one when the ball drop at 12 to wish them a happy new year. This one is for y'all, man. This is for us. So again, thank you for showing up to Bob's Corner, man. This is episode 12. Starting fresh for 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. Good night.